Like Samson, God may give you your Delilah, not in the sense of a evil temptation, but more of a divine invitation for God to position you for your greater. At 24, my best friend was already married and life seemed to be just clicking for him. I was in grad school pursuing an MDiv in therapy, but my current job did not pay enough for me to move out of my parents' house. I was praying earnestly to eventually be out of my parents' house by the age of 25. And so for several months, I applied to countless different jobs, hoping to finally find that one job, that big boy job, as it were, that allowed me to move out of my parents' house. But after months and months of applying, no job came available, no door was open. Shortly before my 25th birthday, I took a road trip to wrestle with God. That I prayed and prayed for this door to be open, and it has not opened yet. So God, what gives? Why is this door not opening yet? It was a good trip, and there was no major breakthroughs on the trip. But on the way back, a seed was planted for me to move to Atlanta and join a local police department. This desire was wrong on multiple levels. One, in wanting to move out of my parents' house, I made a list of places I wanted to go and places I didn't want to go. And Atlanta was the top of the places I didn't want to go list. But more than that, there's nothing in my personality or temperament that said I would be a good fit for law enforcement. And many of my family and friends agreed that they didn't understand why I would pursue a job in law enforcement. I could not explain it to them, but I also couldn't ignore the desire that was placed on my heart. Going into it, I had confidence that God was with me and that He was going to open doors and that this adventure was going to be blessed. My confusion came a few months later. After being in the academy, within 6 months, I found myself separated from the academy. After several attempts, I could not pass advanced firearms, and so they had to let me go. And so within 6 months, in my brand new apartment, I found myself unemployed. And again, wrestling with God, what gives? Why did you give me this desire if you didn't even allow me to finish the academy? But it was during this time I started to realize how God works through our desires. In the story of Samson, he was attracted to Philistine women, much to the ire of his parents. They didn't understand why he couldn't find someone from their own tribe or at least a fellow Israelite to marry. But the text says this was God's doing because He was creating an opportunity to work against the Philistines who was ruling over the children of Israel at that time. God, in His divine wisdom and power, might give us a desire that doesn't make sense on the surface, but creates an opportunity for Him to display more of His glory through us. And looking back, I could see how He used my desire to join the academy for my good. That desire, my time in the academy, put me in position and cultivated my heart to do the work that I do today, to help men to remember who they are and to live with greater freedom, power, and love throughout their life and relationships. That desire not only helped to move me logistically, changing my location to a location where I eventually met my wife, I was able to now raise my family, but also cultivating the terrain of my heart to give me a heart, sharpen my vision for the work that I do in serving other men. But it's not enough to simply have the desire. I also had to live by faith, to be obedient to the desires God placed on my heart, even when it didn't make sense to myself or to others. Like Samson, God may give you your Delilah, not in the sense of a evil temptation, but more of a divine invitation for God to position you for your greater. And so when you experience those desires that may not make sense, that seem strange and unexpected, to stay open to them. God, what are you up to in this desire? How are you displaying more of your glory through this desire? How are you leading me through this desire? Certainly, this is not an excuse for sin, but it is an opportunity for us to practice and grow in our faith, trusting the wild goodness of God who will not be tamed, who could use our strange and unexpected desires for more of His glory. If this resonates with you, then like, subscribe, and share with other men who might also be wrestling with their irrational desires. In the meantime, check out this next video on the power of eros and how this passionate desire is not just about sex, but also important in our spiritual life and spiritual formation. Check that out here.